Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to get all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Rule, who have been a great example to the younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect, Lord willing is edifying. And I'm going to get straight into it. This the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 1. It's saying, "And I stood upon the sand," and we know this talking about John the Revelator. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his head, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the names of blasphemy. And it's going into this beast system, Esau Edom. Basically Esau Edom, going into back to Rome and all the way up to now to America, NATO, and the EU. And it say, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard." In the beginning of the beast, like unto a leopard, going to the Greeks, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. And that's how they gonna go down, by the Russians. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave his power and his seat. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And that in his mouth as the mouth of a lion, going into his strength and military power and stuff. And then it say, "And his dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority." It say, "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded unto death," going into what? The Roman Empire. "And his deadly wound was healed." How was it healed? Because they came back after the Renaissance and they rebuilt. And here they are today as America, NATO, and the EU. It say, "And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast." And that's what you're seeing the world doing. Wondering after the beast. Wondering after his ways, his philosophy. His end goal, the NWO, man. It say, "And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great words and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth and blasphemy against Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven." And that's what Esau did, man. He blasphemed the Most High, the name, the tabernacle, the Lord chosen people, and them that dwell in heaven, the angels. This devil just did everything he could to offend the Most High, man. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And Esau Edom has power over all these nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name were not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundations of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. "And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." So let's go to the first video since we got that. Because this devil has 2 horns like a lamb, and he finna begin to speak as a dragon.
The FDA has now granted full approval to the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. This for people aged 16 and older. This is the first coronavirus vaccine given full approval by the FDA. To this point, remember, it's been under what's known as emergency use authorization, still safe. Many tens of millions of people have been vaccinated. However, big changes expected with this, including opening the door to more vaccine mandates. The FDA has now granted full...
And that's the point. He finna begin to speak as a dragon.
More companies, I should. Today I'm calling on more companies, I should say, in the private sector to step up with vaccine requirements that'll reach millions more people. If you're a business leader, a nonprofit leader, a state or local leader who has been waiting for full FDA approval to require vaccinations, I call on you now to do that. Require it. Do what I did last month. Require your employees to get vaccinated or face strict requirements. Today I'm calling on more companies, I should say, in the private
And that's
sector
him beginning
to step up with vaccine requirements.
And that's him beginning to speak as a dragon. You know? Because what is your job? That's your livelihood. Your money that you make. You know, that's your livelihood. And you know, like the scriptures say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And this devil finna show you full-fledged that he is the wicked. Because what they finna do? They finna crack down. They finna get stricter. If you don't want to take the serpent's potion, guess what? You're gonna be cut off from society. You're gonna be cut off from the pleasures of this life. And if you're not deeply rooted in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's gonna affect you. And you're gonna eventually you're gonna fold. You're gonna go with what this man telling you. Verse 11 again, it say, and I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, going into what? The two horns like a lamb going into the two different parties, the main parties, because they used to be independent, and you know, but the main two parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, and the Roman Empire was the plebeians and the patricians. It say two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon. You know, because they speak as if they act like they peaceable, they for the people, but at the same time with their legislation, the laws that they write, the executive orders, it is draconian, is vicious, you know. Verse 12, it say, and he exercised all powers of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Yeah. And that's why you got Roman numerals. Everything is set up as how ancient Rome was set up for the most part. Just a little more modernized. It say whose deadly wound was healed. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. And yeah, that's with the, you know, you got the bombs and all this different technology that this devil have, man. And Esau was the first one to be able to do all these different things. And every other nation, they get their technology and they got their technologies and ideas for the most part from the so-called white man. It say, and deceived them that dwelled on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, and had a wound by a sword, and did live. I feel like I skipped a lot. I'm going to reread 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And you know, that's pretty much the point, but I keep going. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And this, everything that you see going on with the serpent potion, the serpent serum, you know, Icky Vicky, you know, this all leading up to what? That MOTB, man. It say, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. 666. But let's get this other video. And the point is, what I'm getting at now is verse 15. It say, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And the image of the beast is this system, what they trying to set up, the NWO. They ideologies, they philosophy, they way in the earth, what they trying to force on everybody and persuade everybody to consent to and be, you know, that's the image, man. So let's play this. You know, like a lot of brothers, you know, been saying from the, well, you know, all the brothers been saying from this serpent serum, the potion, the Jabiru, the 1, 2, 3, it's a part of the image of this beast, man. So let's play this. Well, we can play this one too. May as well.
I think that as we get in, if we could do that with the people who've been infected, get them revaccinated. The people who are unvaccinated now, that 90 million people, get them vaccinated. I think we can get a degree of overall blanket protection of the community that as we get into the early part of 2022, getting through the winter, which could be complicated by influenza, by respiratory syncytial virus, that as we get into the spring, we could start getting back to a degree of normality. If we could do that with the people who've been infected, get them revaccinated. The people who are unvaccinated now, that 90 million people, get them vaccinated. I think we can get a degree of overall blanket protection of the community that as we get into the early part of 2022, getting through the winter, which could be complicated by influenza, by respiratory syncytial virus, that
and it's just playing the same thing over. But let's play this. And I don't know where this lady from. She could be from damn, what's the name of that place? Australia or somewhere. But she's an Edomite and she's down with the image. You know, she's pushing the agenda. She's one of them.
This year, next year, vaccine policy is economic policy. And it is even a higher priority than the traditional tools of fiscal and monetary policy. Why? Because
so you heard what she said. The Icky Vicky policy is more important than monetary and fiscal policy. You know? So if the Jabiru, Icky Vicky, you know, Crown Victoria juice is not a part of the image of the beast, then what the hell is, man? This is the top thing on these devils' agenda before the MOTB. That's what it's looking like, man. That's what it's looking like right now. Like it's looking like once they, you know, feel like they got enough people, they finna, you know, they gonna come right behind it. Well, guess what? that thing, man, that they put in your right hand and your forehead. And it ain't philosophy, it ain't a picture of Jesus Christ. You know, it ain't a embargo, it ain't sleeping with white women, man. It's a physical, actual thing that they gonna put in you, man.
Without it, we cannot turn the fate of the world economy around.
Monetary policy involves
Salaki.
a pretty limited set of actions that are aimed at affecting financial conditions. Congress has given us a very specific set of goals. Those goals in the realm of monetary policy are two things: promote maximum sustainable employment, and we're trying to promote low and stable inflation. In order to do that, the way we get at those objectives is that we influence overall financial conditions. Through the actions of the Federal Reserve, we can influence financial conditions, mostly interest rates and some other asset prices, and by doing that, we can bring about conditions that will be more conducive to achieving the objectives that the Congress has given us to do. That's what monetary policy is. Fiscal policy is really quite different. Fiscal policy involves lots of decisions by the President and the Congress that have to do with things like spending and taxation. Fiscal policy involves a much broader range of tools, and fiscal policy's spectrum is much wider than monetary policy.
Now, as you see, you know, that just was a little clip I put on there to show what monetary and fiscal policy is, man. The Vicky policy is more important than monetary and fiscal policy. You know, and wherever that lady is, she ain't in America, I don't believe. But at the end of the day, this is the NWO. This is what every country, every place is pushing, this same agenda, this same ideal. You know, this, you know, getting everybody Vicky'd up is more important than the monetary and fiscal policies. That policy, the Vicky policy, is more important than the monetary and fiscal policy. It's more important than the economy as far as how it's running, inflation and all those different things. That's more important. Basically what they saying, the jab is more important than all that right now. You know? So if that ain't a part of the image, then what the hell is, man? And, you know, you got Israelite leaders cheering the devil on, man. You know, he persuading, you know, they trying to persuade many to follow after the King's commandments, man. You know? Wicked men always come out of Israel and try to persuade our people to go off, man. But hey, this time it's a victory written for the elect, so they gonna get those who the Lord don't want, and the Lord's elect is not gonna fall for it, man. No, but that's pretty much it on that. Oh, wrong thing. This 2 Corinthians 2:11, least Satan should get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we ain't ignorant of the plots and the schemes of the devil, man. You know, we're not ignorant of his technology. We're not ignorant of these things that he's bringing upon the earth. We see it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And we ain't falling for the okie doke, man. We ain't falling for the double, triple, quadruple cross, man. We ain't going for it. 2/3 of our people gonna go for it, but the elect, they ain't going for it, man. The Lord is gonna keep us from these times that we are entering into. And he gonna be with his elect. The angels encamp around about those that fear the Lord. And it's finna get bad in the earth. And everybody running around, oh, I ain't doing this and I ain't doing that. You gonna find yourself in a concentration camp somewhere, man. You know? Or worse. But that's pretty much the point. Lord, when this edifying, I want to end giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem. Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone. Rule Web and the great example to the young brothers and the true peace and blessings to the whole select. Shalom, Kwame Yashala, Bob, Shalom.